Welcome back, WFTDA.TV viewers. You are watching the FAB SLAV Sevens Roller Derby tournament coming to you live from Warsaw in Poland. We are coming up in our last few games of today. This is the playoff for 5th place. You will be watching Warsaw Hellcats Roller Girls from Warsaw in Poland playing in pink, and Roller Derby Brno Freakshow from Brno in the Czech Republic playing in green. They previously played in black today. For those of you unfamiliar with the Sevens format, we will be playing a 21-minute game consisting of a single period. Both teams have rosters of only 7 skaters. Brno taking to the track fairly confidently. Both teams will be very tired. This will be their 4th game today. But smiles all around. It seems like everybody's having a really good time, and that's what we like to see. Coming up to jam for Roller Derby Brno. That's Brno in the green, Bambi Daredevil. And jamming for Warsaw Hellcats in the pink, we have Jolly Berry. A little bit of shoulder pushing there before we get kicked off. Jolly Berry flying straight into the back of the Brno pack. Bambi Daredevil getting recycled. Jolly Berry trying to take the inside line, knocks straight veg straight over. Can't quite squeeze through on the outside. Does eventually succeed. Bambi Daredevil is, however, directly behind her. There's almost no space between them at all. And it looks like number 9-6 Mia Destroy picked up a penalty on the way through, as did Straight Veg, so both teams will be starting the next jam. The one for Skater. Our next jam for Brno Freakshow will be played with Hans Smollow as the jammer for Brno. And it looks like Charlie Bravo is lining up for the Hellcats. Charlie Bravo literally just stepping through, takes lead jammer straight away. Smollow, on the other hand, has to work for it, is forced out on the inside. Gets a little bit of support from Martini Hollow Whip. It's Charlie Bravo's signature wiggling. Doesn't seem to get her through the pack. Smollow pushing quite hard. And it looks like Charlie Berry has received a back block penalty. That'll see her going to the penalty bin. Gives Brno the advantage. With no lead jammer, this means that, however, the jam will continue for the full remaining minutes, with no jammer being able to call it off. Smollow comes back into the back of Mia Destroy, takes the wall down, picks up 4 points for Brno Freakshow. As Charlie Bravo returns to the track, straight into the back of Martini Hollow Whip, trying to find a space to get round. Smollow trying to do the same. The Hellcats, looks like Charlie Bravo has made her way through, picking up 4 points. Smollow, on the other hand, still struggling on the back of Mia Destroy and Flamingo Smash. Forced outside. Mia Destroy working that Brno pack. Makes her way through again for another 4 points, allowing Warsaw Hellcats to take the lead now. Smollow, however, also makes her way through, equalizing. That is 8 points apiece in this second jam. 8 points each. Looks like Bambi Daredevil is returning to the track to jam for Brno Freakshow, and she'll be joined again by Jolly Berry, number 17 for Warsaw. A little bit of last-minute rearrangement there by Brno. Jolly Berry smashing into the back of the Brno pack, immediately taking lead jammer. Bambi Devil having a slightly harder time, but escaping shortly thereafter. It looks like Martini Hollow Whip has picked up a penalty and will sit in the penalty box. Big hit there from Jolly Berry as she calls off the jam. Picking up 4 points there for the Warsaw Hellcats and taking them to the lead 12-8. And Smollo returning to jam, number 9-9 in the green for Brno Freakshow. And in the pink for the Hellcats, we have number 17, Jolly Berry. Jolly Berry not quite finding space, trying to go through the middle of the Freakshow pack. May have slid through, doesn't look like it. Smollo struggling against the back of Flamingo Smash. Looks like someone's picked up a forearms penalty. Jolly Berry takes lead jammer. It is Smollo, the jammer, who has picked up the forearms penalty. Martini Hollow Whip is due to return to the track. Flamingo Smash has also received a penalty. However, Warsaw Hellcats have the advantage as the only team with a jammer on the field. Charlie Bravo there, picking up 4 more points for the Hellcats. Slightly full penalty bin, however, Smollo will be rejoining the track shortly. Charlie Bravo working hard against that Brno team, receiving a little bit of assistance there from Cyber Fox and Dibba Chaos. Big hit there from Smollo. Takes down the opposing blocker. Receives a warning there from the referee. Lining up to jam, we have Contessa della Diarrhea, although it looks like we will have a timeout. Jamming against her for the Hellcats, we will have Jolly Berry when this timeout is resolved. As we wait for this official timeout to continue. As a reminder that we're watching. Oh, play has resumed. Roller Derby Brno Freakshow in the green versus Warsaw Hellcats in the pink for the 5th place game. Contessa della Diarrhea jamming for Brno. Jolly Berry for Warsaw. Jolly Berry working hard against that Brno wall. Brno not giving her an inch of ground. Contessa della Diarrhea makes her way through, goes one-on-one with Lucy Fear. Takes lead jammer status. Jolly Berry still working, but finally makes her way through the pack. She's not too far behind. Brno instructed to call off the jam there. They're easily audible rattle sound. Brno picking up 3 points, raising their score to 11 and closing the gap between the two teams to just 5 points. Bambi Daredevil returning to jam for Brno Freakshow. And it looks like we have Charlie Bravo again for the Hellcats. Brno's blocking line once again sliding backwards at the last minute before the whistle is called. Bambi Daredevil fights her way through, comes up against one-on-one with Lucy Fear, but still takes lead jammer. Jolly Berry still working her way past the blockers. Looks like we have a cut track penalty awarded. She will be heading to the bench. Bambi Daredevil, however, passes through in the confusion to pick up 4 more points. And has power jam. Flies into the Warsaw Hellcats wall hard, given a little bit of assistance there from number 42, Pretty Careless. Derby wife and actual wife. Cuts through the inside line, picks up another 4 points. Brno Derby Freakshow taking the lead now at 19 points. And if you can hear that at home, that is the rattle telling them to call off the jam. Roller derby, Brno Freakshow taking the lead by 3 points. 19 points to Warsaw Hellcats, 16, 12 minutes left in the game. It looks like our next jammer is Hans Smollow again. Warsaw Hellcats jammer still in the penalty box. She'll be starting from that position. But she won't be in there for long because she is already standing. Hans Smollow easily through there, dances through the pack, picks up lead jammer status. Charlie Bravo not too far behind, but still has to make her initial pass. Succeeds in doing so. Smollow is not too far behind, working hard on that pack. Instructed to call off the jam and does so before Charlie Bravo can catch up. Picks up 4 points in the process. Seeing some excellent blocking today. Lucy Fear in particular. Very striking, very good spatial awareness on the track. Some aggressive positions being taken up by both teams now on the opposite end to the jam line. Jolly Berry flying into the back of 161 straight veg, doesn't make any ground. Bambi Daredevil, however, recycled by Mia Destroy. Comes into the back of Dibber Chaos. Looks like Hellcats take lead jammer, but Bambi Daredevil is still struggling to get through that pack. Jolly Berry now coming up behind her. Slips through fairly quickly, calls off the jam. No doubt picking up some points. Looks like 3 points for the Hellcats. Han Smollow coming up to jam. And for Warsaw, it looks like we have 7-7 Charlie Bravo. Hellcats, 1 blocker down on the track. However, the blocker will immediately rejoin, so the advantage won't last for long. Not that it matters, because Smollow is straight through. They didn't even see her coming. However, Charlie Bravo being held up there by Pretty Careless. Struggling against straight veg, makes it through. Hans Smollow is already through herself. Picking up 4 points, calls off the jam straight away, no hesitation, no time wasting. Extending Roller Derby Brno Freakshow's lead to 27. They are now 8 points ahead of the Warsaw Hellcats. Warsaw Hellcats bringing back Jolly Berry again to face off against Brno's Bambi Daredevil. Jammers shoulder to shoulder there on the jam line. Bambi Daredevil flies straight into the back of Cyber Fox. recycled by Mia Destroy. There's a no pack call there from the referee, but no one's able to take advantage of it. Charlie Bravo on her knees, consistently taking hits from the Brno King. A lot of bridging going on here, trying to keep that pack alive. Bambi Daredevil struggling to get past Mia Destroy, and Flamingo Smash's impenetrable wall and being taken back ever so slightly by Lucy Fear. Jolly Berry finally makes it through to take lead. A tough 40 seconds for both. Bambi Daredevil has the star in her hand. Out of the pack. And it is called off there by Jolly Berry, shortly after scorching herself through the pack. Looks like no points awarded. Contessa Della Diarrhea to jam against number 77, Charlie Bravo. Gesticulating wildly to control her blockers. Aggressive start there. Trying to gauge position against Charlie Bravo. Charlie Bravo fighting pretty hard against Pretty Careless, one-on-one. Hits her hard and takes her down, however, is slowly followed by a hit from Martini Holloway. Contessa Della Diarrhea, however, makes her way through the pack. Looks like Charlie Bravo received a forearms penalty, sending her to the bin, giving Roller Derby Brno a power jam. Contessa Della Diarrhea faking out there. The Warsaw team picking up 4 points. Turning around, driving straight into their pivot. Being instructed to call off the jam as Brno provides support for their jammer. Six more points there picked up by the Freakshow. Once again, the Hellcats jammer will be starting the jam from the penalty box, putting them at a slight disadvantage, but they won't be starting from very far behind, as she is already standing. For Brno, we have Han Smollow up to jam. Glides through the first, but doesn't quite get through all of the blockers. And of course, if you don't get through all of the blockers, you'll find that the rest of them will soon catch up with you. Makes it through, comes lead jammer. Charlie Bravo regains position on the track, made it through straight away. She will chase Han Smollow. She's about half a lap behind, possibly a little more. Smollow looking to hit the pack relatively quickly and call it as soon as she can. Taken out of play by Lucy Fear, but not before she's called off the jam. 3 points awarded there to Brno Freakshow. And they prevented Warsaw Hellcats from gaining any. 5 minutes left in this game, 14 points between them, could still go either way. Jolly Berry up to jam for Warsaw, Bambi Daredevil now for Brno Freakshow. Big hits by both jammers. Cyberfox taken down by Bambi Daredevil, who's barged her way through most of the pack. Takes lead jammer through sheer force, it would seem. Very, very closely followed by Jolly Berry. Contessa Della Diarrhea will be sent to the penalty box. Calls the jam soon after hitting the back of the pack. May or may not have been fast enough to prevent points being scored. No, it was not. Warsaw Hellcats received 4 points on that jam, despite not being lead. Brno picking up 1 point. Han Smollow up to jam next for Brno Freakshow. She'll be facing off against number 9-6 Mia for Warsaw Hellcats in the pink. Brno 1 skater down. Mia Destroy comes into the back of that pack, tries to edge her way through the inside and succeeds. Chased by Irina Foldy, who is not quite fast enough, and is now out of play. Han Smollow getting some offensive assists by the rest of her team, who are now distracted, allowing Warsaw to slide their jammer through more or less unnoticed. Easy points for Mia Destroy. Contessa de la Diarrhea rejoins the pack. Appears to immediately be sent straight back off. Back into the penalty box. 6 points picked up there by Hellcats. Derby Brno Freakshow failing to pick up any. 5 points difference between them at 32 to the Warsaw Hellcats, 37 to the Roller Derby Brno Freakshow. Looks like we have Bambi Daredevil up to jam next for Brno in green. In the pink, number 17, Jolly Berry, jamming for Warsaw. Bambi Daredevil successfully fakes out most of the blockers, comes head-to-head with 18 Diva Chaos. Massive hit. Does not take lead status, however, from Charlie Bravo, who calls the jam immediately. A 0-point jam for both sides. Well played there. Very aggressive start from both teams. Looks like both jammers will be returning. We have Jolly Berry for the Warsaw Hellcats. Bambi Daredevil for Brno. Bambi Daredevil taking a little of a slump. Slowly glides through, comes up against the opposing pivot. One blocker will always stop you. If you let one blocker stop you, two will get through. Jolly Berry taking lead for the Warsaw Hellcats, sliding through Bambi Daredevil directly behind her, being instructed to call from her bench. Does so. Another 0-0 jam. Playing it safe, but with only 5 points different and 2 minutes to remain, this is going to get interesting. Number 96, Mia Destroy, now jamming for the Hellcats. She'll be up against Contessa de la Diarrhea for Brno Freakshow, number 69. Looks like a timeout, potentially a false start. Both packs vying for position there at the opposite end. And play will shortly resume. Mia Destroy a little overexcited, nearly having a false start. Manages to contain herself. Contessa de la Diarrhea fighting the pack, but it looks like Mia Destroy will take it through the inside line, takes lead jammer status. Arena Foldy chasing her down, but once again not being quite fast enough. Contessa de la Diarrhea has one blocker to get through, gets the assistance she needs from her teammates, but she is quite a way behind Mia Destroy. Mia Destroy glides gracefully through the inside line, virtually unopposed, picking up 4 points. There's just 1 point between these two teams. She calls off the jam. With approximately 1 minute left on the clock, Roller Derby Brno Freakshow lead with 37 points to Warsaw Hellcats 36. There is literally 1 point between them in what I expect will probably be the last and deciding jam. Brno are fielding Han Smollow as their jammer. Warsaw 1-7, Jolly Berry. Han Smollow with a very aggressive start, tries to toe stop it through the inside line, but doesn't quite pass. Does at the end, takes lead jammer status. The crowd are going absolutely wild. Instructed to call by her bench. Jolly Berry was right behind her, no points on either score. Seems likely that that may have been the last jam of the game. Oh, it looks like we'll have just one more. Brno perhaps calling it there a little bit too early. Slight mistake. Bambi Deervel up to jam for Brno versus 96 Mir Destroy for Warsaw. Mir Destroy skirts around the outside. She takes lead. Bambi Daredevil struggling there. Squeezes through the inside, still up against being slightly recycled. Brno trying to skate as fast as they can to prevent Mir Destroy catching up with them, but it looks like she has. Almost certainly scored some points calling off that jam. It's going to be ridiculously close. Just waiting for confirmation. Looks like 3 points scored there in the final jam for the Warsaw Hellcats, allowing them to win the game by 2 points. That is Warsaw Hellcats Roller Girls on the absolutely final jam with a very few seconds left to go. 39 points, beating Roller Derby Freakshow 37 for 5th place here at the FAB SLAV 7s Roller Derby tournament in Warsaw, Poland. A ridiculous close and fairly exciting game. Our next game will decide 3rd place. Was originally scheduled to start at 18:45. It will be slightly delayed by a few minutes, probably in around 5 minutes' time. And in the 3rd place finals, we will see the Hard-Breaking Dolls versus Riga. Please join us for our next game, the 16th of today, the Hard-Breaking Dolls versus Riga Roller Derby. Thank you for watching.